Today I'm going to share all about how we plan to use Gather Round Homeschool this year. Hey guys, welcome to Back to School Week, an annual celebration that we host here on our channel just to ring in the back to school season in August. I will be posting videos every single day this week, jam-packed full of back to school content. I will be sharing curriculum picks for each one of my homeschool kiddos, as well as school supply hauls and even a big giveaway coming up on Friday. All right, so giveaway details. I am going to be gifting one of you a homeschool mom care package. Just a little gift from me to you to help you start out the back to school season right. This care package is going to be full of my favorites for moms. So Post-it notes, pens, highlighters, books, coffee, just some treats for a tired homeschool mom as she is getting ready to start out a new school year. All of the details on how to enter the giveaway are down below in the description box, but in general, I tried to make this as simple and as easy as possible for you guys. So all you really need to do is watch today's video and comment. That will be one entry. And then you can continue to watch every video this week in the back to school series and comment, and that will be an additional entry. One winner will be randomly chosen, and I am just so excited to be able to send one of you guys this great homeschool mama care package. All right, so now that we've talked all about the giveaway, let's jump in and talk about Gather Round Homeschool. In case you are new around here, my name is Sarah. I am the homeschool mom to 5 kids, and they are ranging in age from toddlers all the way up to teenagers. My youngest is about to turn 2, and my oldest is 14. We are getting ready to start our 10th year of homeschool, and this will be our 3rd school year using Gather Round. That being said, the way that we have used Gather Round and implemented it into our homeschool has changed a lot over time. This has depended a lot on what season of life we are in and how I have grown in confidence on using the curriculum and really wrapping my brain around how to do unit studies. When we first started using Gather Round, we were basically purists. We used Gather Round and math and nothing else. I had dumped all of our other formal curriculum that year, and we dove headfirst into Gather Round and did nothing else. This was a great way for me to really understand the curriculum, get familiar with it, and wrap my brain around how I wanted to implement unit studies in our home. Moving forward, we started to supplement a good bit with some language arts curriculums, some of my favorites like IEW and Spelling UC. This was just a really good fit for my kids, for them to lean more on Gather Round for science and history and geography and still use those language arts curriculums that they were so familiar and happy with. As we moved through last school year, I found myself requiring my kids to do fewer and fewer worksheets, and we embraced a lot more hands-on activities and read-alouds and living books. All right, so that's our little mini family history about how we have used Gather Round in our homeschool over the last couple of years, but what does that mean now? What does that mean for the 2021-2022 school year? Well, it means that Gather Round is going to continue to be the core family subject that we use in our homeschool. We are going to make Gather Round work for us. We are going to take what we like and leave what we don't. I am planning on doing a unit probably every 6 weeks or so. We personally like to stretch them out a little bit. We do them about 3 or 4 days a week, and so it normally takes us a good 6 weeks to get through a unit. I am also planning on using our Gather Round units as a guide for our family read-alouds. So I will use the book lists or book suggestions that Gather Round has for their high schoolers or their middle schools or their read-aloud lists, and I will pick 1 or 2 titles from that to read aloud to all of my kids as a family read-aloud. I'm also planning on using these lists as a literature guide for my middle schoolers. I will pick a book or 2 off of the lists for them to read independently for their literature. All right, so what levels are my kids going to be using? So first of all, my toddlers, my 2 2-year-old and my 3-year-old. I am planning on printing out some of the pre-reader coloring pages for them to color while I am reading the teacher guide aloud. And then I am planning on doing hands-on activities galore with them. Sensory bins, puzzles, all kinds of things that they can sit and do with their hands that go along with what we are learning in our unit. Now, Mariah, my 8-year-old, my 2nd grader, she is going to continue to use the early reader pages this fall. These are just a really good fit for her. She's very comfortable with these, and so we are not going to change anything with that. I'm guessing that maybe by mid-year we may be bumping up and going into the early elementary pages. We'll just feel that out and see how it goes. Noah and Leah, my 14-year-old and my 12-year-old, will be using the middle school notebooking pages. But that being said, I'm going to continue doing what we were doing last year and just really minimize the amount of worksheets that they are having to cover every day. I really like the first worksheet that is included in the middle school pages for each lesson, where they have the opportunity to learn how to take notes as I am reading the teacher guide aloud. So they will definitely be doing that worksheet every day. And then I normally like to pick one other worksheet from the lesson for them to complete. Just kind of mama's choice, whatever I think is going to fit well with our activity that day or one of the books we're reading aloud as well. So my middle schoolers will probably only be doing 2 worksheets from Gather Round every lesson. So now let's talk about what units I have planned for this school year. This is probably the part of the video a lot of you are interested in. I'm actually just going to read them here out of my notebook so I don't miss any of them. I will also put a visual here on the screen for you guys. But we are planning on starting out this fall with the farming and food unit. We're going to do inventions. I'm hoping to do the new Christmas Around the World mini unit for the holidays. Then starting in the new semester in January, we're going to do the Connecting Continents North America. And then in the spring, we are going to do botany. In addition to this, Mariah, my early reader, my 2nd grader, she is also going to do 2 of the U.S. mini units as her history curriculum. So her and I will just be doing that, just the 2 of us. We're going to finish out U.S. History 1 that we started last year, and then we're going to do the U.S. History 2. In addition to that, we are also going to finish up the artists unit that we started last year. This is a unit that we use a little bit differently in our house. We only do it one day per week and kind of make it our art subject focus of the week and flesh it out into a big project. So we have about 10 or 12 lessons left in artists that we want to finish. So we will be doing that, once a week, maybe every other week for the school year. All right, so a day in the life of Gather Round in our house. I'm just going to try to walk you through what I'm hoping or envisioning Gather Round will look like in our home. I don't know that this is how it will actually be. Sometimes I tend to be a little bit of an idealist when I plan things, and then when we sit down to do it, reality sinks in, and I remember I have 2 toddlers and things kind of go haywire. But if all things go to plan, this is how I'm hoping a day in the life of Gather Round will look like. My plan is to read from the teacher guide at the end of our morning basket time or morning time. It's part of our morning block. At this point in the day, we've just finished breakfast. Everybody is already together and around the table, so it's a good time to fit in Gather Round. So the first thing we will do from Gather Round is our read aloud. Whatever chapter book I have decided to read aloud for that unit, I will read that aloud as my kids are cleaning up the breakfast table. I will then have them all grab their notebooks and sit back down, and I will read aloud from the teacher guide. While I'm reading, my middle schoolers will work on their notebooking pages, and hopefully my early reader and toddlers will sit and color. Once we're done with that, I'm hoping that we can then jump into some kind of hands-on activity to go along with the lesson. So for instance, when we did earth science, this was the time of the day when we got out our nature journals, or we built the volcano, or we did a wind project, but some sort of, small hands-on activity to do as a family. Once we complete that, I plan to release my toddlers and to release my middle schoolers. My middle schoolers can go off and do their independent work, and hopefully I can either plug my toddlers into TV or let them go play independently. This will give me time to sit down shoulder to shoulder with Mariah, my early reader, and help her to go through the rest of her notebooking pages from Gather Round. This is also the time of day when Mariah and I will tackle one of those US mini unit lessons. We'll probably do those about 2 days a week. So if it's one of those days, her and I will go ahead and do that lesson as well. Later on in the afternoon during our free reading time, my older kids can then work on their literature, their books that they are reading to go along with our unit, that they can read those in the afternoon. And then I can also spend some time doing any extra reading of picture books or books from the book lists that I want to do with my younger kids. All right, so if you would like to see if all of that goes to plan, I am hoping to do a day in the life video once we start school back up and kind of walk you through a day in the life of our homeschool of Gather Round. Once we have a few weeks under our belt and we have kind of worked out a good routine and schedule. All right, so that is how we are hoping to use Gather Round in our homeschool this year. Again, I love Gather Round because of its flexibility, because you can make it work for your family, make it personalized for you, for your kids. You can take what you want, leave what you don't. It's just so great. I love unit studies for our big family. I am planning on continuing to make plan and prep videos to go along with each one of these Gather Round units that we are doing for this school year. So if you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you do not miss any of those. While you're at it, don't forget to comment. It's your entry into the giveaway. So today, why don't you guys comment on what your favorite unit is from Gather Round, whether it's a unit that you have completed or a unit that you are excited to do. Tell me what your favorite unit is from Gather Round down below in the comments. I hope that you guys are excited for back to school week here on my channel. See you tomorrow.